Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be taking a look at the Guardian's Quick Cryptic crossword, and this is number 20 in their series, and it's been published on the 17th of August 2024. So these are a series of crosswords specifically aimed at beginners or encouraging new solvers. So they restrict their clue set to only 4 types of clue, which today are anagrams, charades, which is where you take 2 words to make a new one, or sometimes it's 3 words. A while back we had connect, I cut for Connecticut. Sound like, so 2 words that sound like, and alternate letters, which as you'll see is quite easy, well, quite an easy one. So anagrams and alternate letters are going to give us a lot of letters on the board, hopefully. I take these solves really slowly. I kind of talk about what I see as soon as I look at the clue and what I've got on the grid. This is my attempt to try and help people understand how I approach solving, and maybe they pick up some ideas from me. So I don't think there's anything else to say about it. Apart from that, if I didn't say it already, this has been set by Picaroon. So from there I'm just going to get on with solving it, really. So 1 across. 1 sitcoms funny for financial experts. So we've got a 10-letter clue. I'm thinking anagram from funny, and sitcoms is 3 and 7 letters. So I think that's a anagram of 1 sitcoms is an anagram of financial experts. So it might probably end in an S. I'm going to leave that anagram until I've got some of these letters here in place, because I'm not a great anagrammer and nothing is springing to mind. Invitee made suppositions loudly. So loudly makes me think this is going to be a sound-alike, and I'm seeing invitee thinking guessed, and if you guess at something you're making a supposition, so you guessed in the past. So loudly is next to suppositions, so that would be the I'm going to write this in a different clue just to kind of explain myself. So guessed spelt like that would be suppositions made in the past. You made suppositions, guessed at things. So the sound like for that, which is going in here, is guessed, I believe. That's my answer. Equine with a croaky voice. Sorry, equine speaking with a croaky voice. Equine is horse, and speaking with a croaky voice is a horse. So yes, we've got horse spelt that way, and if there was an A in the middle of it, that would be a croaky voice, and speaking here is our sound-like indicator. Now the interesting thing here is that it could apply to either end, but we know from the fact it's a 5-letter clue that it has to be the horse, the equine version of horse. Otherwise, I'm not sure there's any way to know for certain that that would be. Speaking with a croaky voice would tend me to think I'm trying to get to a sound like of that end. Get moose regularly. So regularly makes me think this is going to be an alternate letters, because we take alternate letters in that. For Aussie natives that can't fly, so I'm thinking emus, and we've got E-M-U-S. So emus. So I biffed that from the knowing what Australian natives that can't fly is, and then we can see there how to get to it. Drug picked up for leading female protagonist. Wow. Okay, picked up makes me think sound alike again, and drug is ease. Well, could be ease. Drug is an E. Leading female protagonist. Cool. I'm not sure what that one will be. Trendy, school for cricket, for example. Trendy is normally in a school for cricket, for example. I mean, this looks like it's a charade to me. School for cricket. I kind of think school is normally Eton, for example. So I wonder if I'm looking to get to a word that means trendy. with School for Cricket, for example. For example would be say, or e.g. Again, I'm not sure. Going to move on. If you're not sure about a clue, don't spend a long time lingering on it. The first part of looking at the clues is just to get some low-hanging fruit from the answers you can get quickly, and get some letters on the board, because then they start to help you out. Eye infection from filthy place, we're told. So we've got a charade, a sound-alike here. We're told sounds like a sound-alike to me. Filthy place is a sty, and an eye infection is a sty. So sty is spelt like that for a filthy place, and put an E on the end gives you the eye infection, sty. That kind of tends, styes, for some reason eye infections seem to come up quite a lot in crosswords, more than you'd expect. But at regular intervals, this is surely going to be an alternate letters clue. Floor, chummy, stand-in, doctor. That's going to be a locum, isn't it? Locum. Yep. So I know a stand-in doctor is a locum, so that's good. I think Picaroon has really, I want to say, made some nice clues here. I'm getting stand-in.com from locum. I'm getting these emus from Australian natives. I think someone who isn't used to this cluing, this is really helpful to them. So yeah, really good. Little bird caught by US bumpkin. So I think this is probably going to be caught could be a sound like, but it could also be put little bird into something. Whether that would count as a charade, I'm not sure. Or put caught by US. Whether we're trying to do some kind of charade with C and A and a little bird and a bumpkin, which I can't think, or whether we're looking at a sound like. An American bumpkin, I assume that's like a hillbilly, but it could be some kind of tramp. Little bird, I can't think what that would be. Again, going to move on because I don't want to spend too long on it at this point. Reporters still providing writing materials. Reporters, could be press, still, quiet, yet providing writing materials. Again, I think there's an S on the end of that, but I'm not going to put it in there because it doesn't really. Well, I'm going to put it in, but hopefully I won't forget to take it out if I'm wrong on the answer. Let's have a look at the downs. By the sound of it, well, that really makes you think it might be a sound like. Verifies payment order, so verifies, and we've got E and U in there. Payment orders are invoices. No, that doesn't fit. Cool. Brief message in bottle regularly. Okay, regularly is surely an alternate letter. Brief messages note N-O-T-E, and I had that T there to help me out a little bit. So there we go, got an N up there now. Let's move on to this. We've got an H in the middle of a 6-letter word. Composer from Harlem. Strangely, that's an anagram. Harlem, H, 6 letters. That's Marla, isn't it? Marla. 3-letter. Skiers, oddly, I've got an R at the end, so S-I-R. Sir, getting mail teacher, sir. Okay, that's nice. American novelist bites neck foolishly. American novelist bites neck foolishly. Foolishly makes me think, we've got an anagram here. Bites neck is 9 letters, and we've got an S-E-E in place of the S-S-E-E. Steinbeck, isn't it? Is that John Steinbeck, who I think wrote the that one about the novel, the 1930s, The Grapes of Wrath, I think. Maybe show myself to be a complete idiot if I'm wrong on that. So John Steinbeck, that's an American novelist, and anagram of bites neck. Okay, we've got a G-E-L in speech, so that suggests we're looking at an anagram. Apes, irregular, soldiers. We've only got a G in there though. In speech could be a sound alike. Irregular could be some kind of word. I don't think that's an alternate letter indicator. Soldiers. In speech, apes. Apes means copies, or monkeys, irregular, soldiers are, I can't think, general infantry, GI, gosh, government info. Piece of data that's very different to rule I amended. I mean, amended is making me think I've got a anagram. We haven't had many anagrams thus far until one up here, I think, really, so, and the one I left at the top, which is probably economists, I think. Piece of data that's very different to rule I amended. Piece of data is a bit. So this could be a charade. If we got bit for piece of data, that's very different to rule I amended. But to rule I might be an anagram. I'm going to leave that one as I have been doing, because it'll be easier if I can get that clue in there, or this across here, or whatever. Naughty child, one getting breaded seafood. I've got an M in there. Naughty child is shrimp, not shrimp. Scampi. Scamp is a child, and then one. Okay. Naughty child is a scamp, and one to get breaded seafood is scampi. I have to admit I got that from the breaded seafood part, but naughty child is a scamp, comes up, or an imp. So there we go. The compiler with Tory person who's venerated. So this, the compiler is me, as in Picaroon, I think, with Tory person who's venerated. No. The compiler could be the setter. Person who's, okay, with Tory, person who's venerated is a saint, isn't it? Interesting. So what do we got? ST for saint? I'm not sure. The compiler is me. Tory with a Tory. Tory would be icon. There we are. Icon. So the compiler is I in this case, not me. And Tory is a conservative, a con, and then a person who's venerated, I guess, is an icon. They're not all really easy, I have to say. I mean, I've got a scattering there on my first look through. Even bits of ice. Okay, this sounds ice heap. Sounds like it's going to be a alternate letters. I've got a C in place on 3-letter. I'm thinking hot drink, char, C-H-A. Char for T. There we go. Okay, so as first passes go, that's pretty good. There's a few clues in there. I've got CK to fill in. I think from memory this is financial people. This is probably economists. Economists. Yep. So now we can come back to this one down here. By the sound of it, verifies payment orders. Now I've got C, so I think that's checks, isn't it? Checks and checks. So that's another sound like. This one, trendy school for cricket, for example, so that's actually insect, I think. So cricket is a type of insect, and the for example is telling us that we need to think of what cricket could be an example of. So cricket is an insect, trendy was in, and a school is a sect. Okay, fair enough. Let's move on down to this one. Little bird caught by American bumpkin. Ooh, caught. So caught is C. American bumpkin is a hick for a chick. So little bird is a chick, and an American bumpkin is a hick. Nice. What do we got here then? Drug picked up for leading female protagonist. Heroin, I guess. So that's another sound like heroin and heroin. Yep, so heroin the drug, and then if you were to put an E on that, you get a leading female protagonist. Piece of data that's different to rule I amended. I think that's an anagram of rule I amended. Oh god, I almost pressed the clear button. Rule I amended. To rule I. I'm getting here. Outlier, I think that is. That's a piece of different, yep. Outlier. Okay, so reporters still providing writing materials. Stationers. Station. stationary reporter. So reporters still. Okay, yeah, so stationary. So if I spelled stationary with an A, it would be still, something that's stationary. You know, it's A for automobiles. But because we're providing writing materials, we want the stationary, the E for envelopes version of writing materials. And reporters is telling us this is a sound alike. So, last one, in speech, apes irregular soldiers. Oh, what's this? I'll possibly find that a bit easier to look at horizontally. Gorillas, I guess. So again, we've got another sound like of gorillas, which is G-O-R, and irregular soldiers are gorillas, G-U-E-R-I-L-A-S. There we go, gorillas. Check all. There we go, all done. Good. Pleased with that. I have to say, there were some really easy clues in there, I thought, or what I thought were easy clues, like emus and locum, which I could get from the definitions. And then there was some in there, as you saw, that I had to come back and really needed all the letters in place to get to. So I thought that was really well judged from Pickering, nice mixture. I personally am not a fan of the sound-alike clues. I'm just not very good at those, and I think I'm much more of a visual person. So, but as I've hopefully shown, if you work through the grid and you put letters in place, and then you start to try things like with that I had it in and then got sect. So let's go through the clues. One, sitcoms is an anagram of economists. Economists are financial experts, and funny is telling us it's an anagram. Invitee is a guest, made suppositions, loudly. So loudly is telling us it's a sound like of suppositions, which are if you guessed at something, you guessed at something. Equine is a horse, and speaking is telling us it sounds like of when you've got a croaky voice, which is a horse with an A in it. Get moose regularly, so if we look at the alternate letters of this, we've got E-M-U-S for emus and Aussie natives that can't fly. Heroine. Sorry, just going back to that, I think in a more advanced cryptic crossword you wouldn't get that the bit that says that can't fly, you just get Aussie natives. So Pickering has helped us out there with the that can't fly. Heroin. Heroin is a drug. Picked up is a comes up quite regularly as a sound-like indicator, and a leading female protagonist is also heroine, but with an E on the end. Trendy is in. A school is a sect. I mean, that's not something I would think of. But a cricket is a type of insect, so we've got the example, for example, telling us it's a type of insect. A type of cricket, which is an insect. Another sound like here, eye infection is the sty. Filthy place is also a sty without the E, and we're told is telling us it's the sound. It's a sound like. At regular intervals, so we're looking at alternate letters in floor chummy to get to a stand-in doctor, and we've got locum, L-O-C-U-M. Little bird is a chick, and then we've got court. So C for court comes up a lot. There's a lot of cricket notation in cryptic crosswords, which if you've never really watched cricket is unfortunate. You get C for court, and then an American bumpkin is a hick to get to. That's a charade, so C plus hick equals chick. Reporters, this is telling us it's a sound like, and if you're still, you're stationary with an A, and writing materials is stationary with an E, and still is next to the sound like indicator, so that's saying take the A version, and then that's providing, so it's getting to the stationary with an E version. Another sound like here, verifies is to check. If you check something, you're verifying it, and that would be like C-H-E-C-K-S, verifies, is saying there's an S on the end, and payment orders are checks with a Q, at least in Britain they are. Brief message in bottle regularly, so a brief message is a note. Now regularly is telling us to take alternate letters. Now what is interesting here is we're taking starting the irregulars in there so N-O-T-E. That would be harder to spot if with a harder cluing and a long, different set of letters. Composer from Harlem, strangely. So we've got an anagram of Mahler in Harlem. Strangely, it's telling us that's the anagram. There's an anagram present. Skiers, oddly, so S-I-R, take that, and getting male teacher. So again, oddly's in the middle, so it could be an anagram from here, but as we're getting to a male teacher, it's more likely to be in here, and it's only a 3-letter word, so you can't really get a 3-letter word in there and use up all the words happily to use up all the words in the clue if there's only 3 to take. American novelist is John Steinbeck. Bite's neck is an anagram of that, and foolishly it's telling us there's an anagram present. In speech, so more another sound like. Apes are gorillas, G-O-R. Irregular soldiers are gorillas, G-U-E-R. Oh, excuse me. Piece of data that's very different is an outlier. And then 2 rule I is the anagram letters, and amended is telling us that there's an anagram present. Naughty child is a scamp, and then 1 is the I on the end. So that's something that catches people out. You have to really look at every word in a crossword clue. Usually is helping you out on this stuff. So scamp 1, scamp I, and breaded seafood, scampi. That's quite a nice definition there from Pickeroon. I mean, I think throughout this crossword, Pickeroon's been very good at giving us help on some of the definitions, and therefore getting some letters on the board, which, as you then saw, I was able to just kind of rip through the last few and just go, oh, that'll be this will be that. The compiler, so the compiler is Pickeroon, so from his perspective he is saying I'm assuming Pickeroon's a male person, he, sorry, when I say he, so I, and then a Tory is a conservative, and then person who's venerated is an icon. So you've got a split Tory person there, so there's a kind of break in the clue there. So with Tory, I with Tory, icon, and then person who's venerated. And last one, even bits of ice heap in hot drink. So even bits is saying take C-H-A to get to jar, which is the iced hot drink. So there you go. Hope that was useful. If you've got any comments, put them down, so let me know if you think there's anything I can do differently or help out. So thank you for watching.